Hello, my name is Ogle. I'm a paediatric endocrinologist from Sydney, Australia, and I manage the Life for a Child program in Sydney, and I'm also associated with the University of Sydney. And I was invited to come to the RSSDI, the Golden Jubilee year, to speak on the Type 1 Diabetes Index. This is a novel project of JDRF, Life for a Child, ISPAD and IDF, to aim to better quantify than ever before the numbers of children and adults with diabetes, with type 1 diabetes around the globe. And what we did is we looked at all the published papers, over 400 published papers on incidence and mortality, and then determined the prevalence through a mathematical model in a way that hasn't been done before. And the conclusions are that this year there's 8.7 million people living in the world with type 1 diabetes, of which 1.5 million of those are less than 20 years of age. And India has the second highest number of people with type 1 diabetes, but it has the highest number of people under 20 years old, so children and adolescents with diabetes. There are 282,000 young people aged under 20 with type 1 diabetes in India. This is a big number by anyone's books. And we looked at the life expectancy of those children, and what we found is a 10-year-old diagnosed today would be expected to live another 24 years. But if they didn't have diabetes, they'd be expected to live another 63 years. So what's happening is the disease is stealing years from these children. And we've identified 3 areas where we think that there could be action to improve the situation here. You already have wonderful expert doctors and many expert centres around the country, but we're convinced that still in parts of the country there are some children dying misdiagnosed at onset of diabetes, and addressing that would help improve life expectancy, obviously. The second thing is to start programs that ensure that not just in the cities, but that every child and young and adolescent in India has access to what we call intermediate or comprehensive care. That they're not just getting enough insulin to stay alive, but they're getting blood glucose monitoring and diabetes education. And then the third part of it is to monitor the situation more, to actually assess where clinics are at and where children, where the HbA1cs are at, to start a quality improvement program so that the results can improve, and to have more studies about really how many children there are, because these are just estimates. It'd be much better to have more current data, and we're planning some studies with partners here to address that. And so it's been a great pleasure to come to Chennai and to be part of this meeting. Thank you.